guys, so today I'm going to be doing a walkthrough of Penumbra Overture. Not really a walkthrough, but more of like just like a playthrough. I kind of promised that I'd do this like 4 years ago, and it's finally that time. The time has finally come. I'm super excited because this game is very near and dear to my heart, so let's just kind of get into it. My story began in February, year 2000.
For my part in this allegory, I'm not going to make the same mistakes my father made. Howard vanished from my mother's life before I was even in it. So when he sent me a letter a few days after Mum's funeral, it was the first I'd ever heard from him.
Mum.
Pity he was dead. Writing from beyond the grave must be a genetic habit in my bloodline. His letter contained a key, instructions, pleas for forgiveness. I figured the dead don't have much use for absolution, so I turned to his prophetic passing, which he inexplicably expected to come any day.
Inexplicably?
Clearly averse to explanations, my father preferred to leave directions to a bank on Mayfair I'd never even heard of. In that bank was a safety deposit box in his name, and myself as executor. Of course, I went, as he knew I would. I discovered that despite the evidence, he'd been legally declared dead almost 30 years ago, and so the old book and collection of notes I found had, in the eyes of the law, been mine all this time. My father's instructions were to burn the documents, raise no further questions. But that was his error. No man's immune to the shameful trappings of curiosity, and my humanity got the better of me. The university I taught at was world renowned for two things: physics and linguistics. I represented the first, and the man who stood for the second was stumped by my recent acquisition. The book was indecipherable. The notes, however, showed a location somewhere in uninhabited northern Greenland. It took me almost a year to book the last flight I'd ever take. As I watched civilization disappear along with Heathrow, I realised my father had disappeared 3 decades ago, almost to the day, and I considered in turn what it was that I was leaving behind. We landed on a strip of ice a few feet wide, and within minutes I was pulling away on a chartered boat, beginning the 12-hour journey that would lead me into my past.
It would lead me into my past. Loading screen. Blurry. Just waking up. Finally, we're almost docked. I'd better steer my gear. I must be far from home, but chances are I can still pick things up using the left mouse, and I can still take a closer look at things using the right mouse. So this is Penumbra Overture, and this is a game made by Frictional Games. They're pretty famous guys. The flashlight switches on and off via the inventory tab, hopefully with the shortcut key F. I sound like Moss from the IT crowd. But we're gonna have some fun playing this. Frictional Games. Always good to have a notebook to jot down interesting information and reminders with the letter P. Thanks. Now where's that emergency glow stick? Should still be in the locker. Keys in the inventory tab. So yes, Frictional Games. Okay, I want to talk about Frictional Games, but glow stick, torch, whatever you want to call it. Yes, shortcut G. Jack Daniels. That should be everything I need. I want to get going before dark. Now that's a map. Son, this map's a good decade or so out of date, but landmarks don't change much in Greenland, so I've got a pretty decent idea of where I'm headed. More Jack Daniels. I'm definitely going to need some of this. Okay. I'm not going to read that all. You guys are more than welcome to read it. Just going through. You guys are more than welcome to pause it and read it. A lot of text in this game. Let's see. So yes, this is Penumbra Overture. They're made by Frictional Games. They're pretty famous for their survival horror games, and I remember several years ago, this is probably, maybe 04, 05? As I stepped off the... Okay, you guys can read that. He's just looking for his father and whatnot, but Frictional Games... I remember playing a tech demo a couple years ago, and it was kind of like a precursor to this, and I was blown away. I was playing at my friend's house. I didn't really have a good computer at the time, but just like the physics were so incredible. I loved interacting with the mouse. I was like blown away, and it was like one of the scariest things I've ever encountered in my life. Just that short, simple little tech demo really got me thinking, and it really like blew me away. And I've kind of loved this series ever since then. So I thought I'd just do a little playthrough for y'all because it's one of my favorites. And you pretty much just okay, we're in. And these guys are also known for making Amnesia, The Dark Descent, and kind of the indirect sequel that wasn't really developed by them, Machine for Pigs, which wasn't as well received as Dark Descent. There's some creepy whispering. Jesus, my head, I can't believe I fell that far and survived. Although looking around, maybe I didn't. What is this place? Stuff, there must be something in the... Something in the way... Nirvana. Flare. Better get my torch out. Empty boxes of ammunition. What is this place? It's a 24-hour ration pack, long past its sell-by date. Flare. Hammer time. Let's see, I can swing the hammer if I hold the left mouse, so I can make a full back swing by pulling the mouse right, and following through by pushing left. The opposite works too, pulling back and thrusting forward produces a stabbing motion. I reckon if I hold down the right mouse after the backswing, I should still be able to look around. So let's get that equipped. Might as well equip that. So yeah. Damn it, I didn't mean to do that. Whatever. I'll pour one out for my my house. So yeah, you pretty much just swing the mouse with, or you swing the hammer with the mouse, and you kind of just have some fun with it. Oh! But yeah, that's actually really fucking creepy. Oh. You can't break that, I remember. It's been a while since I played this. But I have vague recollections of certain parts of it. Oh jeez, here we go. A steel rod. So we're just gonna have some fun playing this. And we're gonna get scared together. Because it's kind of a creepy game. I definitely put this, or at least this series, kind of in the top in terms of scariness. Like, jot down a note just in case. Like, this series really freaks me out. Oh god, this wolf. There could be something living out here. Heroics are for Hollywood actors. I'm now actor. And fairy tales. I'm not taking any chances. If I face off against anything down here, I won't last a second. Caution and stealth are my only defenses now. Yes, if anything or anyone or anything hears me, obviously I'll stay low and out of sight until I know whether or not it's a threat. Crouching and pressing control. Yada yada yada. So yes, there are a lot of creepy things down here. God, those wolves are scary, I'll tell ya. Oh, I know they're around here somewhere. This just gets my heart rate going. But yeah. So we're just gonna explore a little bit. What is this? Resident Evil? Nope. What is this, a clue? I just love how you can like pull out drawers just by clicking with the mouse and pulling it back physically, you know, instead of just opening up some sort of like inventory whenever you click a like a desk or something. A man, an old man, clutching something unseen. He is strange, and yet he is no stranger. Never seen before, still I know. This man before me is Howard. I call him Father. Rug, what the hell? What just happened? I don't know if that was such a good idea. Well, that's basically how you save the game. It's a picture of a British platoon. It must date back to World War II. I suppose this mine was converted into some kind of bunker. It is definitely a creepy-ass bunker. Light! I miss being outside already. This place is starting to get to me. But even if I could reach that grate, it looks built into the rock itself. No way it's coming loose. Damn it, I don't have the key. Is the key in here? Start from the bottom. Come on now. There's painkiller. Some jerky. Got some beef jerky. So much history in this place, tied up in the works and left to decompose. Is the key in here? I think the key's in the desk, if I recall. Yeesh. Copenhagen Post. Shop Denmark. It's a small key. What is this, Zelda? Aren't most keys small? Fuck. God, why'd I do that? Piece of shit. I just need to not keep that as stored as number 2. Whatever. I don't use flares that much in this game anymore. Stealth is your best option. Sorry, I ran through that really quick. Big Book of Explosives, 1923. Materials required. This is definitely a hint. Wink wink. String. Black gunpowder. Backstring. Joseph Wilbrand. I may never get used to that. Don't want to forget the backstring, that's important. So let's get out of here. I bet we're gonna go to the wolves now. Whatever they are. Oh, shit. That is definitely scary. Steady wins the race. Workshop. Easy now. Easy now, boy. No one wants to hurt you. I need to get through there. I need a key. Go to the storage room without alerting the enemy presence. I feel like they're everywhere. They're everywhere! Easy now. Easy now, boy. I don't like that growling. Stop the growling. Growling is no good. Nobody likes a growler. Oh, this part's kind of creepy if I remember. Aren't most parts creepy? Yes. Yes, they are. What is this, a hidden compartment? I can move this damn box. Oh, come on. Ugh. Come on. Physics isn't that hard. Painkillers, some batteries. I rarely use the flashlight. More of a glow stick guy. That's just me. He's getting used to it. But over what? I do like the save system because it's always annoying to, you know, go into the menu. Kind of like takes you out of the game a little bit. If this lighter wasn't empty, it'd be a handy thing to have. Oh look, someone jotted down some notes for me. Let's see. Lighter plus fuel equals flame. And that kills this, the spider, the flame. The work of either a child or a deranged mind. That means Steam is bad for you. But I'm on Steam right now. Cough, cough. Locked from the other side, that doesn't mean it's... I can hear chattering. Think, oh, maybe I can get some answers. Shit. Das Boot. I thought there was something else in here. I guess not. Into the trapdoor we go. hear that? It's whispering. It looks as if this basement caved in some years ago. Something's tunneled through here more recently, though. Christ, what sort of creature makes these markings? Oh, fuck. Gee. I don't like spiders either. A big-ass spider, that's what. Something tells me I'm gonna need this ladder. Kinda reminds me of Half-Life 2 for some reason. The steam could blister flesh from bone in an instant. I know. I've seen it happen. Like a flare. I've read these a long time ago, so if you guys are more than welcome to read it if you want. Dry, dusty old bags. Huh. Funny, because I say the same thing about your mom. A horrible sight. Luckily it's mummified, or else the smell would have been awful. Must have been down here a long-ass time then. Let's see, yes, steam. I don't want to get my flesh